You're watching ABC7 News at 11.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter. Our top story tonight, former President George H.W. Bush in intensive care just one day after the funeral of his wife, Barbara Bush. The 93-year-old admitted to the hospital yesterday with an infection that spread to his blood. A source says that led to sepsis and put the 41st president of the United States in critical condition. The source also says Bush's blood pressure was dangerously low and he went through episodes when doctors worried that he may not survive. Doctors now say he is responding to treatment and appears to be recovering. The hospitalization comes less than a week after Bush lost his wife of 73 years, who died last Tuesday. Here on the Suncoast, after more than 5 years of studies, surveys, and public input, the Florida Department of Transportation says they will be replacing the drawbridge from Cortez to Bradenton Beach with a taller, fixed bridge that won't have to stop traffic for sailboats. ABC7's Adam Cellini joins us live tonight from the Cortez Bridge. And Adam, not everyone seems to be pleased with this decision.
Yeah, no, Jacqueline, this has been a controversial discussion since 2013. Much of the protest coming from the Cortez Fishing Village side of the bridge. A lot of the businesses and homes here that currently have access to Cortez Road will be bypassed by this new design. A drawbridge can dampen any beach day. Just ask this group of four stranded recently by a malfunction.
We were stranded for an hour, and then finally the bridge tender came out and told us that it was broken and we needed to find an alternate route.
That's one reason the Florida Department of Transportation plans to remove the one on Cortez Road, replacing it with a 65-foot fixed alternative. Cars will one day reach Bradenton Beach the same way they get to Lido Beach over the Ringling Causeway.
It would be nice to have the easier flow of traffic as well.
Easier flow, but still only 2 lanes on Gulf Drive in Bradenton Beach.
Money spent on that bridge, I think, would be better spent on buying land for a big parking lot and commuter busing to the island.
Judson Landon has been a property owner here for over 30 years.
This is island life. People got to learn how to slow down.
Bob Woodson has run restaurants in the Cortez Village for nearly as long. Look as cars in this FDOT rendering pass right over his Tide Tables restaurant, one of many businesses the new bridge will divide.
It's going to change the ambiance of Cortez, and I've lived here for 55 years. And it's going to be sad when it does.
FDOT considered other lower options with less impact on the village, but says a fixed bridge saves $35 million in the long run. Instead, customers will reach Tide Tables by taking a new road around and underneath that bridge.
We come for this atmosphere, and we love just being right in the water, and the bridge might take away from that.
We don't want this to go away by any stretch. We want to be here for a long time.
Now, design on the bridge can start later this year, and the right-of-way portion of the project is funded through the year 2020 and 2021, but construction of the bridge still isn't funded, so we are still years away from seeing this bridge put into place out here. Reporting live in the Cortez Village, I'm Adam Cellini. Jacqueline, back to you in the studio.
Okay, Adam, thank you for that update. The new owner of the Rolling Green Golf Course has his eyes set on a new project. A development plan of almost 600 homes on North Tuttle Avenue was announced today. People from neighboring communities attending a last-minute meeting to voice their opinions this evening, many of them unhappy about those potential plans. Well, racial tension on the campus of Riverview High School after this picture surfaced on social media. Critics say the sign this student used to ask a date to prom is racist. The sign reading, "If I was black, I'd be picking cotton, but I'm white, so I'm picking you for prom." A Riverview student posted that picture on her Facebook page and it has since gone viral. She says this is not the first time that racial incidents have occurred on Riverview's campus.
I've just been complaining about someone been calling me the N-word. We've had our problems, we dealt with it, or they tried to deal with it. I don't know why it took them this long, or it took administration this long to figure out how big of a problem this is, but I'm glad something's being done about it now.
The district says this is still an ongoing investigation and any disciplinary action will be made accordingly. A Sarasota man is arrested and charged with stealing more than 300 tools from dozens of homes and businesses. His alleged accomplice still on the run tonight. Throughout the last 2 months, police received several reports from a City of Sarasota business that had been burglarized, all of them missing tools. Detectives set up surveillance cameras and caught 57-year-old Lazaro Rodriguez stealing tools and taking them to Extra Space Storage on North Washington Boulevard. Inside a storage unit, police found more than $100,000 worth of stolen equipment linked to at least a dozen burglaries. Tonight, they are still searching for Rodriguez's alleged accomplice, 32-year-old Ricardo Ruiz.
Force was used in a great deal of the burglaries that were committed in that area. So when it'd be cutting locks off, getting through the fence. So they weren't just tools that were outright laying there, which we'd encourage any business or anybody at any time to keep those things locked up. And these people did take those precautions to do that.
Police say the pair was pawning these high-value tools for money. If you live in the City of Sarasota and have had any tools go missing recently, contact the Sarasota Police Department. They are still trying to find the owners of hundreds of stolen items. And Manatee County needs your help to find this stolen tractor. According to the county's Parks and Natural Resources Department, they noticed the $60,000 piece of equipment missing this morning. It's a John Deere 7420 with the county logo on each side of the hood. It has a large bucket on the front and a spray tank in the back. It was last seen parked just north of State Road 62 near Parrish. We have new details tonight on a deadly wrong-way crash on I-75 in Sarasota over the weekend. The Florida Highway Patrol reports 38-year-old Jermaine Gignard of Sarasota caused that crash that killed another driver and shut down the interstate for several hours early Saturday morning. Troopers say Gignard got onto the interstate at University Parkway, but he was heading south in the northbound lanes. He hit a car head-on and both vehicles burst into flames. Both Gignard and the other driver, Joseph Wolanin of Ohio, died on the scene. Sarasota police have arrested and charged a Miami man in connection with the shooting at Lido Beach last night. 27-year-old Ranciel Pajes Cajuso is being charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. All of those charges are considered felonies. Police say Pajes Cajuso pointed his handgun at the 2 victims and then fired the gun several times. Neither of those victims were injured, luckily. He is being held on a $7,500 bond for the possession of the firearm, but no bond for the aggravated assault charges. ABC7's cameras were rolling this morning as Venice police raided a home that they suspected to be a hub of drug activity. 4 people were detained, 3 of them arrested for possession of marijuana, methamphetamine, and cocaine. Police also finding needles inside and outside of the home. And to make matters worse, the home was within 1,000 feet of an elementary school.
Venice is paradise. If you're going to be doing drugs and creating problems like this in our city, we're going to know about it and we're going to come and put you in jail.
Police say they've been running surveillance on that home for several months, working to build their case. Well, one of Sarasota's biggest events of the year has been moved this week due to weather. Sarasota Magazine's Best of Sarasota event with a tropical tiki theme was originally scheduled to take place at Selby Gardens tomorrow night, but because it may rain, that event has now been rescheduled for Wednesday night. Every year, readers choose their favorite restaurants, stores, even favorite news personalities, and the winners are announced at that event, and ABC7 will be there. Well, speaking of weather, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob, what can we expect for tomorrow?
Well, rain chances are really dropping, Jacqueline. They're down to 20%, and if we see anything, it looks like mainly morning and early afternoon, but if the ground's wet, it doesn't make for a very good party. So one of the reasons why they may have postponed that. You can see a lone shower out there just to the northwest of Anna Maria. It looks like this is going to clip just to the north of Anna Maria as it heads toward the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. Not very heavy. There's another area down to our south, more on that in just a little bit. But as I mentioned, this is heading toward I-275. It's going to miss Anna Maria, but there's a chance we could see a few spotty showers during the early morning hours. There's that little activity down there too. This is the actual little bit of a weak frontal system. The cold front's still well back there, but we have these little pieces of energy kind of pinwheeling around this huge area of low pressure moving through the Tennessee Valley now. This is due to arrive in a couple of hours from now into Longboat Key and into Sarasota if it continues on that course. We think it will. Just has to maintain its organization. That may not do that, but this model depicting some showers around 5 a.m. tomorrow, and then that kind of moves on through by 7 a.m. and then skies will clear somewhat throughout the afternoon and evening, all the way up and through 12:30 Wednesday morning. Well, more in the forecast. Let you know about the rest of the work week coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you, Jack.
Okay, thanks, Bob. We'll talk to you shortly. In state news, a disturbing situation on a flight in Miami, all caught on camera. Jacob Garcia was forcibly removed from an American Airlines airplane after getting into a fight with another passenger. Police used a taser on Garcia multiple times as he kept resisting, even pulling away from officers. Today, that passenger in court.
Good afternoon, Mr. Garcia. Sir, you were arrested for 1 count of battery, 1 count of attempting to deprive an officer of means of communication, 1 count disorderly conduct, and 1 count resisting an officer without violence.
Police also said Garcia reached for an officer's handgun at one point and then kicked the driver's side rear window of a police car. His bond is set at $6,000. Well, if you've filled your gas tank in recent weeks, you've probably noticed the increase in fuel prices. Florida gas prices hit a 3-year high over the weekend as oil costs are up about 25% from just a year ago, according to AAA. The auto group put the state average at $2.74 per gallon of regular gas on Sunday, up 11 cents from just a week ago and 28 cents more than a year ago.
Gasoline prices, have reached over $4 a gallon, historically. So, we're still in the mid-2s right now. So we're still very comfortably, way far away from historical highs.
Well, it could be worse. We still have a long way to go to hit our all-time high of $4.08 per gallon from back in July of 2008. Well, Florida is celebrating another year of record tourism numbers. 116.5 million visitors came to the Sunshine State last year. That's a 3.5% increase over 2016. But the state's tourism industry took a hit after Hurricane Irma ripped through Florida in September. The state losing nearly 2 million visitors and $1.5 billion as a result of Irma. Bradenton Area Visitors Bureau officials say the impact could have been much larger if state leaders didn't properly communicate with out-of-state visitors.
There's nothing better to be flat out transparent and honest with the prospective customer, because you want them to come and enjoy Florida and not come to something that was negatively effective.
Visitors Bureau officials say 94% of first-time visitors return to Florida within 11 months. So the goal is to keep them happy, show them new places to visit, and they keep coming back. Well, the Stardust Skate Center in Sarasota is closing its doors after more than 2 decades. The owner's closing the facility and will focus on a charter bus company that they also own. Stardust has been the site of thousands of birthday and skate parties over the past couple years. Stay with us. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast. Plus, at least 10 people are dead after a van hits pedestrians in Toronto, who police say he was targeting. And people in Sarasota are making sure these canines are equipped for anything. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
For more than 100 years, American Humane Association has been teaching kids to be kind to animals. Those in our homes, on the farms, on the silver screen, and wildlife conservation, caring for the world's vanishing creatures. But we can't do it alone. Visit kindness100.org to find ways to teach kids how they can make a more caring, compassionate, and humane world for all of us.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Bob, we are back on the work week grind. A little hot, but kind of overcast a little bit too.
Yeah, in the morning it had the clouds and a little bit of humidity out there.
I felt it.
And we have some fog out there too, kind of rolling in. It could roll in early tomorrow morning too. We are looking at a pretty decent day tomorrow. It doesn't appear that we're going to get much rain out of this system. Nice sunset tonight. This one from Fred Seeger sending this in from Stump Pass all the way down south there. Fred getting that nice photo with the dolphin there in the foreground, the dolphin statue, if you will. And then this one also from Venice, another great shot from Kathleen Brunt, who sends them in quite frequently. Those are crepuscular rays. You saw those rays coming out due to the clouds that were around as the sun was setting, creating those nice rays. Casey Key showing a beautiful sunset out here tonight. We had a few clouds off in the distance, and the humidity is high. And with light winds and that high humidity, we have the potential for some sea fog rolling in. Not a lot, but we'll see that fog around the morning. We'll take it through time. A few showers possible at 7 a.m. Not everyone's going to see the rain, but there could be a few showers around. And then by the noon hour, that rain chance drops to 20%. We'll see a mixture of sun and clouds throughout the remainder of the afternoon. Should be a pretty decent day, really. And then the Futurecast. This is another forecast model. I showed you one earlier. This is but another one. It may have been initialized wrong because it didn't show any rain around here close by. But by 5:30, it's depicting some rain scattered about all the way down to 7 a.m. near Venice, and then also down into Inglewood and Northport just after 8:30, 9 o'clock. And then clouds kind of clear out of here for a little while as that rain band heads to the southeast. A little frontal boundary, again, behind it will cool things out and dry things out. Looks nice at 7 p.m. tomorrow evening, and that continues to stay dry running in through the early morning hours on Wednesday. There may be a little bit of residual moisture come midday on Wednesday, moving through with a secondary piece of energy, again, rotating or pinwheeling around this large area of low pressure over parts of the Midwest and now over the Northeast by tomorrow. Current fog conditions indicating some fog out here, at least the models are, and some of that may work its way onshore during the early morning hours as it pushes off to the east. And you'll notice that drier air slipping in as the dew point drops. We'll see some drier air move in on midday and looks like and beyond. So things will stay relatively dry, I think, running in through most of the work week. 76 right now, some clouds around, the dew point and humidity very high, 97% on the humidity, and the winds out of the south-southwest at 8. And the high today, 83, which was just 1 degree above the average, and this morning's low was warm. The forecast again calling for this low pressure area to track off to the northeast and cause quite a bit of rainfall and clouds for Boston, New York, all the way down into Philadelphia. Right now that rainfall into Ohio and also into portions of Tennessee, Kentucky. Pretty big storms right there. this will, again, push away from us. As it does so, our weather will improve here. You can see these couple of lines of clouds and showers here. Those are those little miniature fronts, if you will, that will push on through over the upcoming 12 hours or so before the whole thing kind of gets out of here. And then another system developing right here will bring us a chance for more clouds and a chance for some showers on Friday. That rain chance not all that high, though, only at about 30% for a few showers come Friday. We'll see how the models play out, but right now the atmosphere remains a little bit too dry for that. Well, as far as boating goes, a few showers possible to start things off tomorrow. Seas will be running right around 2 feet, and there'll be a light chop on the bays and inland waters, and the water temperature now into the upper 70s, 78 degrees and 79 for beaches. UV index will be an 8 tomorrow due to the increased cloud cover in the morning. Well, the 7-day forecast will take you through it. 30% chances for rainfall in the morning on Tuesday, 20% by midday. And then look at this, sunshine on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Slight chance for showers as we get a little clouds with that next system. A nice day on Saturday. And then we warm up into the mid-80s. That humidity will be back on Sunday and Monday of next week. But all in all, not a bad Tuesday ahead. Jacqueline?
Okay, thank you, Bob. A terrifying scene in downtown Toronto, a van barreling down a crowded street, mowing down pedestrians coming to a stop on a sidewalk. The toll, at least 10 dead and at least 15 injured, but that driver is now in custody. ABC's Maggie Ruley tells us what investigators think that the motive was behind that attack.
The man believed to be responsible for this horrific tragedy is now in custody. Police say 25-year-old Alex Manassian was behind the wheel of this white van, seeming to target people on this busy Toronto street.
He just started hitting everybody, man. He hit every single person on the sidewalk. Anybody in his way he would hit.
It was lunchtime just before 1:30 p.m. The van driving 16 blocks, nearly a mile and a half, ramming into people again and again.
Everyone started running and screaming, and he hit this one lady, and she went flying. Then he hit another lady.
Police finally corner the van, and after a tense standoff where the driver's seen holding an object and heard asking police to shoot him in the head, officers take him down unharmed.
From an investigative perspective, I can tell you that we have received numerous witnesses that have come forward, but we're still looking for more witnesses. This is not over yet. We're far away from being over.
Bodies in the street covered with orange tarps, shoes left abandoned in the middle of the street. Bystanders had to quickly jump into action.
There was 4 bodies on the ground. Police and the ambulance hadn't arrived yet, but people were trying to revive them.
Police are still searching for a motive.
There would appear to be no national security connection to this particular incident.
Maggie Ruley, ABC News, New York.
Sports is next, but first here's what's coming up on Jimmy Kimmel.
New tonight,
we have what may be the greatest team of talk show guests ever assembled.
Marvel Studios' Avengers Infinity War week begins, and the cast is here with an exclusive, never-before-seen clip.
Enjoy the movie!
Jimmy Kimmel Live, new tonight on ABC.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call, and you cannot be turned down for any reason. Even if you have health problems or are living on a fixed income, guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance policies could work for you, with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
My mom didn't have life insurance and the cost all fell on me. And that's expensive. We're still paying for that.
Yeah, we're still paying for that.
Call 1-800-218-4991. Now, in one phone call, you can help prepare your family with protection amounts up to $25,000. There are no medical tests or health questions. And remember, you cannot be turned down for any reason. In fact, TrueStage policies are already protecting over 18 million Americans. And rates are designed to be affordable, starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease.
When I leave, everything will be taken care of for them.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-218-4991 now.
You are like no other. So why should your choices be ordinary? Ghibli, the absolute opposite of ordinary.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati of Sarasota.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason. Because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Dot Pharmacy is a website verification program that helps you identify safe and trustworthy online pharmacies. Purchasing medicine online can be safe and easy. Just look for pharmacy to the right of the dot in website addresses.
Now, sports.
The Tampa Bay Lightning getting some much-needed rest as the team awaits its next opponent in the Stanley Cup playoffs. The Bolts off yesterday and again today. They'll practice tomorrow when they may know who they'll be up against next. Tampa Bay to play the winner of the Boston-Toronto series. Game 6 happening tonight in Toronto. Well, White Sox relieve Danny Farquhar recovering from surgery over the weekend. According to doctors, he collapsed from a brain hemorrhage caused by a ruptured aneurysm. Farquhar passed out in the 6th inning on Friday night after getting 2 outs against Houston. He remains in critical but stable condition tonight in the intensive care unit in Chicago. The team announced today that the 31-year-old right-hander is expected to remain hospitalized for the next several weeks. Let's look at sports tonight. We'll have your winning lotto numbers straight ahead.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed. Isn't it? Why
is
heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready.
go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Our nation's servicemen and women show great courage and leadership both on and off the battlefield. When they transition to civilian life, they can apply the skills and values they learned in the military to the workplace. That's why the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes is urging employers everywhere to be smart, bet on a vet. Hiring a veteran is also a great way to show your appreciation for them. To learn more, call 1-888-44-SALUTE.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC7, weekdays starting at 5. The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Well, all of Sarasota County's K-9 deputies are getting bulletproof vests. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office tweeting this photo of their K-9 bricks this morning, saying thank you to those who donated through a GoFundMe page. And then 3 hours later, they received almost $300 more in donations to buy K-9 Arrows his own vest. By the end of the day today, they also had enough money to buy the remainder of the K-9's vests. 2 more will come from private donors. About $2,000 in all was donated by our local community. So that is great that those K-9s will be protected.
Yeah, good
Big
news on
asset
that
for
front.
them.
People coming through in the clutch right there. Weather should be fine. We'll have a few showers possible overnight, maybe in the morning, maybe 1 or 2 lone showers pushing on through. By the afternoon, though, things should be okay. We'll see temperatures warming into the upper 70s, mid 70s near the beaches, upper 70s, low 80s inland, and a little chance for rain as we move through the evening and tomorrow night.
Okay, not too bad. Thank you, Bob. And thank you all for joining us. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Have a good one.